Hi everyone, welcome to the sixth video of our React series. In this video, we are going to learn our first React hook, which is useState, and why we need it and how to use it. So the first thing is we'll have to actually import the hook in order to use it. So here I'm going to do an import, right? So we need to import the hook from React. And the way we need to import it is actually a named import. That means it has to be in these flower brackets, okay? So any hook that you want to import should be in these flower brackets. So I'm going to say useState. All right, let's go ahead and actually try to use this. What does this useState hook do? It is basically going to allow you to store state inside of your functional component. The way we use useState is like invoking any other function. So think of useState as a function, right? So useState is a function. So how do we invoke a function? We basically need to add parentheses, right? So this is the way we need to invoke this hook, okay? And this also takes a parameter which is the default value or the starting value of your state. Let's say that the starting value is 0, okay? And what does it actually return? We need to put the return value on obviously the left side, right? So here we are going to take what it actually returns. So I'm going to say let, okay? And then it actually returns an array of 2 values. Therefore, we need to put the array notation. The first value is the variable in which you're going to store your state. So let's say we want to store our state in count, okay? And then the second value is a function that will help you update your count. So let me call it set count, okay? So let's see what this does. Basically, you have your count, and inside of your count you want to store state. The initial value of count should be 0, right? Because this is the default value or the initial value we have given inside of useState. If we want to change the value from 0 to anything else, we will have to make use of our set count function. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to create a button and let's say update count, right? And on click of this button, we actually want to update the count, right? So basically we'll say set count, and inside of set count, what should we do? We want to increment the count. So I'm going to say we need to make count plus 1, right? So what will this line do? So this function will basically increment the count. So every time we click on the button, the count should become 1, 2, 3 and so on. And like we discussed in the previous video, we can't directly call a function like this. If we want to pass parameters, we can convert this to an arrow function, right? So I'm going to hit save on this. And in order to see the count value, let's also add another tag here. So I'm simply going to say h1, and this is simply going to display our count, okay? So I'm going to display count here and let me hit save on this. So as you can see, the count value is 0, right? This is the initial value we gave and we are displaying it here. Now if I click on this update count, what should happen? The count should basically get incremented because we are doing set count to count plus 1, right? So every time I click on update count, it should basically update your count. And note that you can also give hard-coded values here. So instead of doing count plus 1, you can also add a hard-coded value like 6, for example. So if I click on update count, it will make the value 6. So you can give any value that you want here, and this is going to be your initial value. Now let's quickly understand the flow once. First, when your component is rendered for the first time, there is a state variable which is count and it holds the value 0. And that's why this count is going to display 0 over here. Every time we click on the button, we are actually updating the state, right? Using the set count function. So set count is incrementing a value. Anytime there is a change in the state, that is when count goes from 0 to 1, your component is re-rendered. And when it is re-rendered, this time the value of count is 1. That's why we are able to see 1 here. So every time there is a state update, your component gets re-rendered, and that's how we are able to see the latest value. So if you're wondering why you can't just store state inside of a normal variable and why do you need to use this useState function? Well, even if you update your variable, right? If you have a normal variable and you update it, it is not going to re-render your component. So your value will be 0 only. It won't get incremented. That's why we need state, so that when state is updated, your component is actually re-rendered. Now let's quickly discuss the 2 rules for using React hooks. The first rule is you have to declare your hook at top level. That is, right after you declare your functional component, you can use your React hooks. You can't do it somewhere in the middle of the code. So always move your hook logic at the top of your functional component. The second rule is you can only use hooks inside of a React functional component. You shouldn't be using it inside normal functions and inside loops. So these are the 2 rules that you need to be careful about. In the next video, we will be discussing useEffect, which is again a very important React hook. If you like the video, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. See you in the next video.